Welcome in, everybody. It's RGR on Monday Night Football. That means it's your Q&A. We're going to get after it tonight. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of your questions. I know it's going draft. It is Combine week, so I'm a little excited. I got my stuff set. I'm going to have it on the screens. I'm going to be doing the stuff and get all the data. I'll be dropping a few little preliminary matrix scores for you guys through the weekend. And then obviously you can get it all over at rogueapc.com. Check that out, and that's where the matrix and the draft guide are going to be. So we're going to have some fun. But Daniel, how are you feeling on a Monday night?
Oh, guys, it is the day before I leave for the Combine. So it's been, it's getting there. I'm excited about it. This is my third year now covering the NFL Combine in person, and I'm blessed, you guys. I wouldn't have been able to even get to this point if I hadn't started here. So I thank you all for being along for the ride, and the fact that we were here, right? It just doesn't seem real all the time. So I appreciate the support as always, and appreciate also the views on the last video we did with Stick to the Model, which another one will be dropping on Wednesday.
You know what? Everybody was on me to get after it too, so I'm going to do one tomorrow too. You're going to get a double dose of the model this week.
Here we go.
Check that out. Yeah, should be fairly entertaining. But say hello to Thundarius and all the regulars in here, and Scotty, and we're going to get stuff from Night Hunter and Minotaur and all the regs, starting up top with Micah and Swag, because they're always in here early before I could even get here, which is impressive. So that's great. But I do want to start a little bit differently tonight. I'm enjoying the winter beers these days, shall you call them, and that's something that we share in common. We're going to do a little bit of that. But before we even get there, before I unveil what I'm drinking tonight, I had some beers this last week with some pals, and just want to shout them out because it's been a long time coming. Those of you who know my brother know that he's a crazy man. But for Chris Commons and Megan Commons, they're not that crazy. So I just want to say, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you sleep well tonight. To my guy, Tom Funk, I hope you had a good time. And I didn't get to drink this with everybody, but this is one that I wait for. It's called Mercenary. It is a double IPA, Westy style. This is exactly what I'm coming for. So if you like the pine and you like that kind of, hey, smack my mouth around, that's what I'm here for.
Ryan's got the IPAs. I'm a little bit of a brown ale tonight, guys. We are sticking with the Abomination Brewing series. They have a new one. This one is called Shoe Fly Pie. And obviously the artwork is what brings you in, right? You see the art. I look at it. I'm like, yeah, I go for it. And, it's a brown ale with brown sugar, molasses, cinnamon, nutmeg, and pie crust. That, my friends, is a good beer.
Dang, I'm ready for that. I expect I will be receiving mine in the mail here very shortly, Daniel.
Yeah.
If you can send that my way. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Night Hunter. Nice to see you guys. Dirty's in the house. Nice to see you. Thank you for this one. L Hill. Appreciate that. We have a good time. And I know Thundarius is into it. So he's always down for a good beer. We're going to have a good time tonight. And I hope that you all will as well. News of the day, obviously, if you haven't been on social media or seen anything yet, is that Mike Danna has been released. Now, we told you this was coming, so it's not a huge surprise.
Yeah.
What is a little surprise to me is that they did it before Jawaan Taylor. And Mike's put in a lot of good work in Kansas City. I do think they value what he does. And if he doesn't find much of a market in there, I do think that Mike Danna could return eventually on a much different contract, but return nonetheless, because he's put in that good work.
I'm with you. I think that's probably part of the equation here is that there has been conversation, but look, unfortunately, the injury and your production took a real dip. We can't afford to keep paying you this when we understand we have to get younger at the position. We also kind of have to give Ashton Gelati and Felix Anudike-Uzomah an opportunity this year. You are going to be a depth piece if you're on this roster. You think you can find something better else? Go for it, and you'll see maybe you can. And if not, we are more than welcome, I would say, to bring you back on a much more manageable deal.
I think that works. And I think, honestly, by him being out there now, it allows him more of a time before the free agency craziness starts that he could get there pretty quick. And if that happens, more power to him. Yeah. What it also tells me about Jawaan Taylor is they're not ready to just cut it, which I thought they might be. And I'm wondering if that also means that the fact, and I mentioned this to Chris on Locked On today. If you guys see it here, it'll probably debut in the next hour or two. But Dan, I want to ask you, good tackle plays hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real. And Jawaan Taylor has not been everything he's cracked up to be on this contract, but he has been good. I would put him at a good level. So is this delay and letting Mike Danna go first, does that signal to you that there's any kind of interest in him as a trade candidate?
I would say yes. I would have. We're talking about $20 million of cap space. Yes, there has to be interest. Otherwise, the Chiefs would cut him. It would have been done before Mahomes' contract was restructured. It would have been the first thing to fall. But like you said, look at all the metrics. The metrics say Jawaan Taylor on the field when he's not getting penalized is a good right tackle. He's a good right tackle, not a great right tackle, not a $20 million a year tackle. This is probably conversation surrounding the combine. They want to go and see what his trade market is. And that is exactly why he has not been released to this point. The one thing that we know about the combine is that it's where GMs, everyone goes to talk, because you can't have real trade negotiations right now. The new league year has not started, but under the table, you can.
To this point, and I don't mean to jump everybody else that's in the queue, especially you super chatters. We appreciate you. If you want on the show tonight, I guarantee you get on the show tonight with the super chat. Otherwise, we're going to cover the topics. But Patrick just threw that in there very late here, but it's perfectly on topic. I do not think that this means an extension, because you've put that money into why did I just blank on Jalen Moore's name? Took me a second. You put that money into his contract. Like, he needs to be on the field to recoup any of that. I know there's an injury question there, but I don't see Jawaan Taylor and Jalen Moore on the same side at what amounts to $40-some million this year as an answer.
A lot of money.
Okay. Even if they reduced it with an extension, I don't think that's in the cards, Patrick. So just wanted to say. So looks like you are heavily on the positive tonight. So I'm just going to keep fighting uphill, brother. So we're going to get after it.
And the same thing.
Micah, what rounds and when will we hear about comp picks the Chiefs will receive? Comp picks have already been announced for this draft, I believe.
I have not seen.
Am I incorrect? Doesn't it roll a year after? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It's a function of free agency. So free agency has to happen, and usually it's the big names that do it. I believe the comp picks are set because the draft order is set through the hundreds. And that's usually where they start, is in that, right after like 96. So like 97 through 105 are usually comp picks. And those are already set in the draft order. So I think we're good there.
I'm going to look real quick because
okay,
I don't think they are set yet.
You do not? Okay. So we will double check that. And it is a function of the formula of the free agents you lost last year versus free agents you signed and what you got out of those. So the formula for them is not set. Well, it is set, but it's not public. So we don't know what it is.
They have not been set yet.
Okay.
There are only projections based off of the players, but they have not been actually set yet.
Okay. Then that's what all the machines are using. And apologies, folks. I do not remember the date that it comes down. And I, for some reason, thought it's still based on last year's free agency, not this year.
It is. It's still based on last year's free agency, but you have to do the evaluations of games played,
contributions,
all those different things. So they haven't done that quite yet, or they haven't. They just haven't released them.
So, Mike, I don't know when they'll drop, but we'll definitely react to them when they do. Swag Boy said he's over Rashee. I want him off the team, honestly. Plus, we have to pay him, and he's not good enough to get paid top dollar, and he's a head case. He's tired of him. I mean, all those are legitimate complaints. That's fine. They don't have to pay him yet. He's still on his rookie contract. So I don't think they're going to send him anywhere. I don't think there's trade value either. So I think he's going to be here.
I talk about this in my video on Wednesday. I briefly, I'm not going to get into my personal feelings. What I'll tell you is that he's going to be on the roster and playing for 2026. I'll tell you that right now. That's going to happen unless he is on the commissioner's exempt list. And by all accounts, Again, there's a very good thread that's a possibility. If you guys go see Drew Davenport's report on this whole situation, I recommend you do that. It's very in-depth. He's very well-versed in this kind of thing. But the likely scenario is that he's playing in Kansas City in 2026. After that, I don't know.
Ruh-roh. We'll find that out when we find that out. Let's see what becomes of it, but I agree with you. Minotaur, shout out to you. Thank you for giving away the memberships in the chat. Very much appreciated, folks. If you've got a free membership, it's at the draft pick level here. We hang out in the chats. You get some bonuses here, and it's from Minotaur. It's a gift. We appreciate that. If you want to upgrade and get the extra content and stuff, the discount on the draft guide and everything, you got to go to the rookie level. So go team up there. You can just upgrade off of what Minotaur's already given away. So he makes it easy, and hopefully we make it valuable. So we appreciate you. Hope you're doing good. Another one from Micah. Any reason why some new draft mock drafts are saying that Bain will drop between 10 and 20 because of the combine projections? Or do they think that he will test bad? Well, he won't test bad because he refused to go to the combine. He's not going to test.
Yes, he is. He's going to the combine. The report that was out there was a fake report.
No, I thought I saw 2 people confirm it. Really?
No.
Okay, well, good for him, because I thought that was a huge mistake. If he didn't go test, and maybe he doesn't want to get measured for length. I don't know. But you got to put it on the field. So I think that's key for him. But I will tell you the reason why, and that's because mock drafts are starting to catch up to where the league's been for quite a while, and that is that there are some teams that don't even have Ruben Bain on their board in the first round, that they see him as a day 2 guy. I don't agree with that, but I understand why some of them are just, scared of the length issue. There are others that have him high. I think he's kind of sprinkled all through. It just depends on, I think, where David Bailey goes. And if he goes as early as 2, like I think he could, I think that pulls Ruben up, to tell you the truth. Because I think Arvell Reese could be 5 years from now the best pass rusher of all of them. Mm-hmm. But that's a question. So if you're trying to make an investment, if you can't get Bailey, the next best pass rusher in this class is Ruben Bain. It's not a question.
Yeah, there's no honestly, the most complete defensive end is Ruben Bain, because David Bailey can't play the run right now. He doesn't play physical enough. Right. That's just a fact in his game. So you are basing projection. I mean, look what happened with the Jets and Will McDonald. Will McDonald was one of the better pass rushers, if not the best pass rusher in that class, but he was undersized, couldn't play the run, and look where he is.
Yep.
You ever heard of him? You heard anything from him? He had some good games, projection, but again, nobody. He's not a first-round pick, okay? That's the thing here. I'm not saying I wouldn't spend a first-round pick on David Bailey. I would not be doing it inside the top 5.
Gotcha.
Probably not. Because there are really big questions about that. If you are drafting somebody in the top 5 at defensive end, it's Ruben Bain or it's Arvell Reese. The only reason I say Arvell Reese is because you are playing him to play defensive end. He will no longer be a linebacker. He will be a defensive end, and you are going to project 2 years, 3 years down the road that he can become what you want him to be. I think it's possible, but it is risk.
It is definitely risk. But we don't have to labor on him so much, but I will say, I'll explain why I think the risk is acceptable, because I think at a minimum, if he doesn't work out as an edge rusher, I think you have I don't know about numbers, but very good to even Pro Bowl level linebacker off ball that can run and chase and attack through gaps. And I think that is worth the investment and the risk.
Yeah,
not every team is going to agree. There will be some team that agrees, but not every team will agree. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
And McDonald, I thought he was a free agent. I tried to look him up while you were speaking, but I could not find it.
I don't think so. I think he's a first round pick, so he still has 1 year left on his contract, I think.
Okay.
1 or 2.
That's tough. That was a square peg round hole as far as I'm concerned, which is very something that you have to worry about with Bailey, because he is a 3-4 backer. I don't think he is a play every down from that 3-point stance DE. Did you have more? Sorry.
No, I was going to just say, Knight, I understand that's true and that's factual, but when you're taking somebody who never played the position, you're adding more risk to that projection there by saying, hey, you never played defensive end, but all of a sudden in the NFL, you'll figure it out. Like that's more risk.
Micah Parsons is the exception, not the rule. So
Correct.
we got to remember that. If Mahomes missed the first 4 or 5 games, who do you want as a backup? And if we can get Malik Willis on the cheap deal, I would 100%. I do not like Malik Willis. I do not think his success to this point has been anything that's repeatable, especially in a different system. I wouldn't pay for him. And I think whoever does is taking a pretty significant risk as well, because I do think someone will pay him a lot.
I like Malik Willis, but it's projection. We got 5 games. So I want him to succeed. I think he can succeed, but you're going to have to pay for it because he's one of the coveted quarterback free agents of this class. So don't even I would put that out of your mind. That's not a possibility. He's going to get paid quite a lot of money to go start somewhere else. The ideas of a Geno Smith are floating around in my head.
Yeah. Okay.
If he's released from the Las Vegas Raiders, because they are going to be drafting Fernando Mendoza. Number one. And if Geno wants to go do something else, maybe showcase what he can do, I think he would be fun in Kansas City myself. But I have landed on Tyrod Taylor as the guy. He can operate any offense. Yep, he can operate any offense. We know that he still has mobility. He is the guy that I think is a perfect bridge 3 to 4 to 5 game quarterback for the system.
I like that. He was on my list. I thought Skylar Thompson has enough starts that he could maybe get something done as well. Obviously, I think Gardner Minshew was a pretty good fit last year. I don't think his recovery is going to go as well as Mahomes.
No,
I don't think we can wait on that. I would even be willing to give Trey Lance a look, to tell you the truth, but I don't know that it's a viable option.
Yeah. I'd be willing to look into trading for Anthony Richardson as well as a future possibility, somebody that could take over. But that's but Anthony Richardson wouldn't make sense for him being traded to Kansas City because he wants to compete for a starting role in the next couple of years. So it doesn't make sense for him.
Well, he doesn't have a choice. I don't believe there's a no trade clause in any rookie contract.
No, but I'm saying I think the Colts will also want him to go somewhere where he can possibly play in the next coming years. Granted, going to learn under Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is not a terrible situation.
No. And I like the idea of a recovery story. Tony, appreciate you. Thoughts on Mestor out of Miami? I saw a mock of him to the Chiefs at 9. I think that's very high as well. You're not crazy. Also, are y'all buying Caleb Downs as an elite prospect buzz that's going around? Take Messidor for me, and then I'm going to say something silly.
Okay. I like Messidor. His rise is interesting. We talked about this when we first mentioned Akeem Messidor. 25 years old, has a ton of pass rush moves. It took him until he was 25 years old to become a really good pass rusher against college tackles. Okay. I am concerned that his pass rush is not going to live up to expectations in the NFL, because having a deep pass rush bag is great, but if that's what you need to succeed in college, it's not going to work in the NFL. It's just not. So unless you are just overwhelmingly more physical, and like Jared Verse, if you are a Jared Verse player, you can figure it out because you're just more powerful and explosive than most of these tackles. I don't think Akeem Messidor is that guy, but second round, I'm more than happy to be pick 40. Yeah, absolutely. Give me Akeem Messidor. I'll be willing to take that.
That's where I'm at as well. I do think he is a guy that does play with more physicality than most. I will say that. He's not a Verse, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But I agree. If the investment is in the second, that's fine. Even if they get stuck in a trade down, if they trade down to 28 or something, I could live with it there. I have him and my guy TJ Parker very, very close as edge 3 and 4. So I can live with either of those. As for Caleb Downs, I wanted to double check before I said this out loud, just so nobody comes back at me. He is my number 5 defensive tackle. That should tell you what the truth is.
You mean Caleb Downs is the safety out of Ohio State?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Caleb Banks. My fault.
Caleb Banks is
Caleb Banks. Sorry. I went to Caleb Banks because I just finished the last, I now have all of my 15 top 16 DTs in here, and Caleb Banks is disappointing, and I'm pissed about it. So anyway, Caleb Downs, absolutely. I do think he is an elite prospect. I think you're a little higher on him than me. If he was the last available guy that I do think is close to a top 10, I would probably have him come to Kansas City at 9 and not feel too worried about it.
This is just prospect fatigue. Caleb Downs has been an elite player since he played at Alabama 3 years ago. So people are in their heads about this, and devaluing safety position talk. He's not Kyle Hamilton in the sense that he's got 34-inch arms. He's not as big in terms of 6'3", 6'4". He's 6 foot, 205 pounds. But you want to know something? There is not a better prospect in this class that is going to come in and immediately impact your defense. He can do anything you want him to. He would be more than willing to go play on the line of scrimmage if you wanted to. He doesn't care. Like that, this whole idea that Caleb Downs is not a great player because he's been elite for 3 years is not his fault.
I like, and I think Steve Spagnuolo would salivate at the idea of a guy that can walk in and line up at nickel, line up as split safety, line up single high if he absolutely has to, can come down and play in the box, and can do it all from day one because he's been the guy in charge of half of one of the best defenses in college ball for the last couple of years. That's a big difference. And I think what you're seeing here, he to Sonny, Arvell to some, but I do think Sonny a little bit more in terms of aligning and making sure that assignment sound is coverage there, et cetera, et cetera. And even down to McDonald on the defensive line, all guys that have to be able to communicate, which is key in the NFL, and be able to adapt to what they're getting. And I think that defense, anybody you can get right now from Ohio State's defense, I say do it.
Absolutely. And the biggest reason is that the transition to the NFL is going to be so seamless because they played in Matt Patricia's defense. It is so seamless. And I understand that maybe there isn't a Arvell Reese type upside with Caleb Downs. You want to know why? Because he's already one of not just the highest floor player in this draft. Yes, he's got a little bit of upside still because he's going to get more football IQ. He's going to see things differently as he matures. He might even put on a little bit of weight. Like, we're talking about a guy who has not reached his peak as a football player and is, in my opinion, the best player in the draft. Like, he's just already so good at football that people don't want to just project him that way because there's no high ceiling. The ceiling's already really high for this guy because he's there. He's already really close to it. Like that's a good thing.
Yeah. He can see the peak from here. And sorry if you're a Caleb Banks fans out there. I'm just really disappointed with what I see on film from him.
It's not good.
And I don't know if the combine's going to do him any good at all. So
he's not getting blocked by someone underneath him. So I mean, there's that.
True. That's fair. There's one plus. How much cap room do the Chiefs need to open up free agents that they still need? Is $50 million too much? I mean, no cap space is too much, really, unless you don't meet the threshold for spending. 50's fine, but if they get to that 30-ish point, I think they can still make maybe not an elite, but a very good player acquisition and a couple of second or like depth player acquisitions and still have some money spent on the class and a little bit extra.
I try to get the 50 when I do my stick to the models, just because I feel like there needs to be at least a splash signing for multiple reasons. But I think that there has to be one. And the only way to really do that is to get the 50 to round out the roster as well. So yes, it's sure you can. The thing about using a tool like stick to the model is that it's not as fluid as NFL contracts are. So that does limit what you can do in it. And also the Chiefs are very creative in the way that they handle contracts, and that it's not like the void years that we see in Philadelphia, but they go about it with manipulating money differently than most teams have done. So that is something just to take into consideration. I think anywhere from 35 to 50 is probably where they end up.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's see what's next from Steve. Thank you, Micah. Appreciate you. How would free agent Hawkins from the Patriots fit into our defensive system? I want to say he aligned and split a lot. Am I wrong?
I wish I could tell you. I have no idea.
Okay, I'm going to go check that. They list him as a free.
Okay.
His coverage skills are okay. I want to look at his takeaways real quick on the stats page because I don't recall. He did have 4 picks and a couple other PBUs, so not bad. Let me check his alignments real quick because I wanted to say he played and split fairly often, but maybe I was wrong.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah,
I don't remember the Patriots playing a ton of single high, but again,
right. And when they did, I don't think they rotated him up high. He did play in the box roughly a quarter to a third of the time as well. So I think it could be. I'd have to go rewatch his film to tell you the truth, Steve. I'm not 100%. He's a little bit of a bigger guy. So the problem is that you're running in the same body type as Cook was. And if they bring Cook back, then that's a no-brainer. Then no, he would not fit. But same is Jaden as well. And I want to see Jaden really hit the ground running this year. So I would probably pass myself. Our GR content is a 13-4 season quality, even if we're on a 6-11 stinker. Thank you, Scotty. I appreciate you. We try. Mr. Anderson, if the Chiefs trade McDuffie to the Cowboys, do you think they will still get their first 2 first-round picks? I do not. I do think they'll get one of them, which is great because what do they have, 12 and 20? Yeah. So run with it. But I do think they can get a first and a second. It might be a second next year. But I think from the Cowboys who need it, I think they could get a first and a second.
I think that they're going to be looking to go hard for that if they do trade. I don't know I think maybe if you can get a top 100 pick, even if it's a third this year, I'm not going to be mad about that. I think that you can get a first and a third this year. Getting a second next year isn't a bad thing. You can use that to trade up or move around if you want to this year as well. It's not like you have to hold on to it. But I do think that the Cowboys are going to be very aggressive in that sense because Dak, his window is closing. Let's be very honest about this. I'm a Dak supporter. I love Dak Prescott as a quarterback. He had maybe his best season ever last year. And they were one of the worst defenses in football. So I think they are going to try to do whatever they can to correct that and then give Dak a year or 2 window to go try for a Super Bowl. So I think they can get a first and a third. First and second next year would make sense, though.
I like it. I like it a lot. I don't want to see him go, so I'm going to hold him hostage to anybody who comes calling.
Yeah.
Night Hunter, with restructures already in motion and a release, what are the chances we get a running back like Hall or ATN in free agency? I think Hall's off the table. He might even get tagged, but I think he's going to get probably – I still think he might get more than Ken Walker. I'm not 100% on that, but they're going to be the 1-2 punch of this offseason at the running back spot. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be in on either of them.
They shouldn't be.
Right. Etienne's a different story. What do you think of his value?
Yeah, I think that Etienne is a good back. I think he's a good back for this system. He's going to come in probably – I think all of the running backs are going to come in outside of probably Walker. I think all of them come in under $10 million a year. I believe that. I really do, and you're going to see that on Wednesday. But I think Etienne is probably going to be closer to 8, maybe even 7.5. I think that that's what we're looking at if you're looking for a difference-making running back that allows you to still bring in another running back, but you have somebody that will work, that will fit. I think he got better last year. I think that he played probably his best football of his career. Patience, obviously the explosiveness is there. He was really good after contact last year too. That's something that the Chiefs desperately need because even though they can churn out yards after contact, there's no explosive runs after contact. There's no 20-yarders after contact. So that's something that Etienne brings, and he's a good pass catcher out of the backfield. So I think he's going to be on the table.
I can live with that. If I want to go cheaper, I'll tell you who I really want. And I have another tie-in for it. I want Brian Robinson on this roster at the running back spot. And I know Eric Bieniemy does too. Because the second year of Robinson's career was Eric's first year as the OC in Washington. And that's where everything kind of lit fire. So I'm pretty sure the Bieniemy's down with Robinson on this roster. So I just hope that Brett Veach is listening, and I expect it to happen as soon as possible, please, Brett.
Give me a Brian Robinson and Brashard Smith backfield 1-2 punch. I'm happy. I'm happy.
100% I am in on that. Ruthless, thank you for the support and the super chat. Appreciate you. How would you guys feel about bringing back OBJ for cheap, but as a right tackle, I wouldn't mind it for cheap? I got to tell you, I'm not sure he's coordinated enough to move over to right.
So funny enough, he actually probably played his best football last year. If you guys follow Brandon Thorne on Twitter, he actually posted some of his best work. He probably played his best football last year. He's left tackle. He's made that very obvious. He does not want to play right tackle. He has said that for the last 6 years. The Ravens said, "Hey, we'll keep you if you move right tackle." He said, "No." The Chiefs said, "We'll play at left tackle," and then it didn't work out great for them. And then the Bengals said, "Hey, we'll play you a left tackle," and then it finally worked out for them for a little bit. So, that's a no for me. He's going to play only left.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I want to. If we're going to do it, let's get younger. If we're going to spend money and put the future on the line, let's get younger. My mocks are getting very, very interesting at 9. And if I have to trade back, I know exactly where I'm going after starting to get my grades in for the offensive tackles. But
I did not trade back this time. I traded back in the first one. We did not do it for this one. So
well done. Well done. Folks, we're running through as many scenarios as we can, both Dan and I, and we're doing it separately. We're not talking about it. So we're giving you separate takes. But one thing is true is I've got top 10s on almost 3 positions at this point. We're going to start releasing them soon. You can see Dan's work at Bleacher already. You might have a little bit of something different for us, but you're going to get it all in the draft guide. And the athletic matrix is really what makes the difference. It's the icing on top, the things that separates guys if they're the same grade or very close grades. Like, it's the athleticism. So make sure that you're with us next week as well. Lot that goes into it. Just like you, Ruthless, I appreciate you. And if it were to come to pass, I'm going to tell them that you said it was okay. So cheers, brother. Thoughts on Brennan Thompson or Caden? Is wet gen? Is that how I'm supposed to say that?
I hope so. I appreciate this deep cut, Chief 777. I really do. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about them. Maybe in previous years I would have, but now that I work at Bleacher Report, guys, I watch corners, safeties, and tight ends when I am not doing Chiefs film, like when I'm not doing Chiefs work. So I appreciate you guys so much. So very, very much, because the deep cuts and the players that you love, that you watch, that you're looking at, that is something that I can't really connect with right now, and I apologize about that. But I will do my best come draft day. If they are on the Chiefs, we will have thoughts, okay? And I'm really sorry I have to do this, you guys, but thank you very much, Chief 777. But we have to put Debbie on the screen,
Debbie,
with a $200 donation. Debbie, thank you. Wow. I don't have any words to describe to you.
It's been a long time since we got a triple digit. Holy crap, Debbie. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is wow. Again, there are no words to that kind of support, and that genuinely, you guys are the reason we do this, and it gives us an opportunity to reflect on that, and just seeing that is great. I will say, wow, Tyreek is absolutely an option, okay? And it's not because he's a former Chief. It's not because he's kind of is because he's a former Chief. It's not because the Chiefs are like desperate at wide receiver. It's because they understand what he's going to do to get healthy. They've seen the work ethic. Mm-hmm. They know what he's going to do in the offseason. They have kept it. I would imagine they've kept in communication. Andy Reid said there's nothing happening there right now. They have kept in touch. I guarantee it.
Nate Taylor said today that might not be true.
What? That Andy said nothing's happening?
That there could be communication.
Nate Taylor said today that there could be communication, right? That's what I saw. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's what we've all kind of thought too. I personally, I'm almost at a foregone conclusion. Travis Kelce is coming back for one more year. Patrick Mahomes is going to play, and Tyreek is saying, I want one more year with Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. I fully believe it, even if it doesn't happen.
I have one question for you. Do you think there's time to run Wasp?
There is in about November and December. That's
right?
all that matters to me.
Because I think those guys might be back together. With Nate's confirmation today that it is a talk, it does make sense. He's basically at a prove-it point in his career. I agree with you completely. They've seen the work ethic. They know he'll do the work. They also know he's going to bring some baggage with them. I think they have a not safe, but a more understanding feeling about the fact that, okay, his personal relationships don't always end very well. Yeah. But he's not a guy that's going to go out and hurt somebody. He's not a guy that's going to go, put other people necessarily in danger, like, racing down the streets of a major metropolitan area and that kind of thing. So I do think for the Chiefs organization, I think they do see it as an option, Debbie. And I do think that, honestly, if I'm Tyreek, there's no place else that I want to be. Literally no place else that I want to be to recover not just my career, but my sanity and maybe like my integrity a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Once again, thank you, Debbie. That is greatly appreciated.
She deserves more, though. So let's hang for a minute. Say he does come back. What happens? Because Xavier is not going to be the Z. If Tyreek is back, he's the Z in this offense. It is not going to be Xavier like I thought it might be going to, which means Xavier now has to line up outside quite a bit, more than he has at least. That might be troublesome.
This is irrelevant to me because Andy Reid moves people around so much. He moves everyone around, except for Rashee Rice, who is essentially only a slot player. X plays X, he plays Z. He plays them both, and Tyreek plays both as well. I have zero issue with that. Okay. I think that they'll be interchangeable players for the most part.
Okay.
But it will require Xavier Worthy to work on his release packages this offseason. Like, he already has to do that. Like, that's already something he has to do. But if Tyreek comes back, it puts a bigger emphasis on that because you are going to be playing against press coverage more. Like, you just naturally will.
Agreed. I wonder if it doesn't make Rashee do the same thing. Because honestly, coming off of
I'm here for it.
ACL, yeah, I know you are. You've been saying it since the day he was drafted. But I worry about the evolution there and if that's something that can be done. But you put the three of them in an offense and you bring back Tyquan. Because I don't think Tyquan's getting no $10 million that he's asking for. I'll tell you that right now, Tyquan. Sorry, brother. But you bring him back and you got an over-the-top option with those three guys on the field.
Yeah.
Hell, try to
You're
stop
cooking
him.
with gas.
See what happens.
You're really cooking with gas.
Yeah. And honestly, it allows Patrick to be more of a pocket quarterback, which I do think is as strong as he is and as resilient as he is, I think he needs, and I think his mentality is going to be, I'm going to prove that I can still do everything once for a game or two. And then he's going to sit back down. He's going to be like, I don't need to get hit for this crap. I'm going to sit in the pocket and I'm going to dissect stuff. I think we're going to see an evolution of Patrick Mahomes as well.
He's going to have to. Like, I think he has to, no matter what, because he's not going to be able to do the same thing he did last year. He's just not.
No, it just ain't going to work. Debbie, thank you so much. I can't even grasp that. I hope it wasn't just a slip at the keyboard. So, because I have no way to return anything to anybody who feels.
Yeah, I would feel really bad about that.
Yeah. So, cheers to you and thank you very much. New record holder in the off season. Okay. Thoughts on my favorite budget free A's: Algier, Gainwell, Mechie, Burks, and Slayton. Maybe, sorta, okay, no way in hell, and if I have to.
I actually think Gainwell's going to get more money than people think. I personally believe that. I'm just a no on Algier. Maybe that's my own personal bias, okay? Because I did not like him coming out of BYU. I thought the only reason he's been any good is because Atlanta's system. Again, that's my own personal bias showing a little bit. But I've seen the Algier type in Kansas City. I don't want it. I just don't.
It's fair. It's totally fair. I won't go anywhere near Burks. I don't want that guy around. Beach, thank you, buddy. Thanks for the support. Appreciate you. Is Woods still the number one DT? Any info on Aaron Hall? I don't have anything specifically on Hall, and Woods is not my DT1. I don't know. You probably haven't even had time to look to do up DTs yet, have you?
No, I haven't really seen much on the defensive tackles.
I have Woods as 2, and it's a margin, but it's not a significant one. I just don't feel that he brings the juice that you need to have. You guys will see my rankings for DT in the draft guide, and I'm going to put them out on NFL 33 a little bit early for the subscribers. Hopefully this week. I think I'm going to go DT first, so you'll have that, Beach. But if you guys aren't members over at NFL 33 yet, go get that. There's a discount available. Like there's 40% off all the time. Like I'm always putting in there. If you need it, you members, I'll drop it in there as well. But check that out because that's where all the our rankings write-ups are going to go. The draft guide will still have everything in it, including the matrix and everything else. But I'm going to do my write-ups. What happened?
Look.
Are you okay?
Look.
What am I? Oh my, Debbie.
Sorry, Beach.
Damn, Beach. Listen, bro, she 100x'd you. So, wow, Debbie. I appreciate you. I feel like I owe you a beer now.
Yeah, right. I feel like this is just something that's got to happen. Wow. That's thank you. We enjoy this. We love doing this. Like this is why we do it. I mean, you guys are free to do whatever you want to with your own money, but like, thank you. The fact that you're here with that is incredible. I know it speaks volumes to what we do, and that's ideally what we want to do. We want to provide you guys with the best content, the best learning experience that we possibly can. Thank you. Wow,
Debbie, you're incredible. And please, if I'm missing it right now, ask another question because I will go deep dive on another topic for you. I guarantee it. And in the meantime, Dirty Hall has a great question for you, but just remember to read his name. Okay. Let's just remember.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Debbie, thank you.
Thank you.
That honestly, and Dan and I talk about this every now and then about how we enjoy making content and the process is cool. And we learn stuff as we dig into players, but that's really what it's about is helping other people understand what they love already, but there's way more detail underneath the surface, right? And so like that's what we do this for. So thank you. Damn, I can't thank you enough. Holy crap.
Yeah, no.
Travis, you're absolutely right. That's it. It is Debbie's show at this point. So
it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
The legend. Okay. So I'm being totally serious, Debbie. If you have something else you'd like to know about, please put it in there and we are on it. Everybody else, have the night off. Scott, does Danna's departure change the priorities on your draft board? What round would you see them filling a new-ish hole specifically to replace Mike Danna? And unfortunately, Scott, it doesn't change anything because I already had this baked into the plan, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. And you have to remember, I know everyone wants, he's essentially a bust. Yeah, he's a first-round pick. He didn't play last year. They are getting FAU back this year. So Mike Danna goes, FAU comes back. Okay. That is baked into the plan as well. So you have Gelati, you have FAU, you have Karlaftis. That doesn't change your need for an edge rusher in the first 2 rounds. It doesn't.
I'm totally with you. In fact, I need to make a new scroll here. So take this one, would you?
Yeah, of course. Scott, thank you very much. Again, how much does Brett Veach need to consider a trade back to get additional picks? How far back could they trade back and still get a difference maker you want? I think trading back any further than 15 is a fool's errand. I think that's where the farthest you can go is to pick 15. That doesn't rule out a double trade back because maybe someone wants to come up 2 spots, a spot. It's possible, but to 15 is where I think the cutoff is for that specifically, because not only, especially if you get all the defensive ends off the board and you're like, yeah, we'll go back to 15. Maybe one of the wide receivers is there. Maybe Downs falls. Probably not, but you never really know. Or one of the, defensive tackles is there, or a tackle you like. So I think it's definitely probably where I would go.
I'm even going to put this up top because there's new cool stuff that I can do. So bam.
Okay.
And bam.
Nice.
Here we go. Okay.
I like it. There you go.
Thanks for handling that one. I appreciate you.
Of course.
Napoleon, great job, guys. Thank you, sir. I know the focus is on the combine, the draft, and free agents, but which of their own free agents must they resign before free agency starts? Well, they can't resign anybody before free agency starts, really, because we're already into that time where agents are not talking, but talking to people. So I don't think you're going to see much of that. But if you had a must list, what would you put it at?
I don't think that there is a must resign player on this roster outside of Travis Kelce. I still think he's going to. I think Kelce comes back, and I still think Kareem Hunt does too. It's been pretty out there for me. I also think that in terms of, I think I really want to see Tyquan Thornton back. I think I know he's talked about how he wants to be in an offense where he's going to get more targets. I get that. I fully get that. I don't think there's an offense out there that's going to showcase you in a better way than the Chiefs did. He was their best deep threat last year.
Agreed.
But if you go somewhere else and you're the number one receiver, you think you're getting that attention from the defense? You think you're available to have those? No, you're not. That's a fact.
So here's the Chiefs free agent list, and Mike Danna is up there, obviously at the top. Not bringing Hollywood back, not bringing Amenahue back, not bringing Jack Cochran back. Although Chiefs might, I wouldn't.
They might.
Najee Johnson's not coming back. Jerry Tillery's not coming back. James Winchester, I do expect they may give this a very hard look.
He's 35, but
yeah, it could be. Like you said, Kareem, I believe that they are interested in bringing Brian Cook back. I think they feel better about him than maybe most of us do. I like Brian Cook. I'm not giving him $14 million a year, which is what Spotrac is projecting for him, right? I do think teams around the league see him as a top 15, top 10 safety. That's okay. The Chiefs are going to let somebody else pay that if that's what it is. I would bring back Juju Smith-Schuster. Derek Nottie, no thanks. Okay, there it is. If I have to have one player back, no matter what, it's Leo Chenal.
Yep, out of the free agent list, if there is one guy, it's him. Has to be. But again, he's getting overpaid. I guarantee you he's getting overpaid.
I would be interested in Dameon Pierce because we didn't really see him much.
Yeah.
And I would like Tyquan back. If this number is right and Tyquan's just, doing what he should do and trying to pump himself up and saying, I want 10 million. Okay, great. 2.8 I can handle, and I want him back tomorrow if that happens. Oh, and there's another must-have. You got to keep the punter. I know he's got to check your pass and all. You got to keep the punter. There's nobody that moves it better than him.
Yep. I like it. So yeah, I think we kind of covered it. I would say when it comes to what was I just lost it. All right, never mind.
It'll come to you.
No, it won't.
Any chance Spags lets FAU drop weight? If he does, he can still be the type of speed rushers that we desperately need. He was never a true speed rusher, but if he was at his college weight, he'd come off the ball better. But he was a wide 9 guy. I think he still is best placed as a wide 9 guy.
I wish I could tell you the real thing, Crimson. The problem is that once you play with a person's chemistry, you going backward, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna help. Like he has to learn to get off the ball. He has to learn to get 2 or 3 rush moves and consistently work them and sequence them. The problem is that he was a bag of traits guy coming out. He had a pass rush bag. He could get off the ball, but I thought the upside, I thought it was there. That's why I had him as a late first round grade, because the upside is there. As we've seen, it hasn't been there, but I thought the work ethic showed his ability to get better as a run defender. Put on that weight and get better as a run defender was there. So I'm not giving up on him being a rotational piece, but I don't think he can be the pass rusher that the Chiefs need.
Yeah, that is fair. Debbie, thank you. And you shouldn't be thanking us. You're doing enough. We should be thanking you. And this is incredible.
You didn't have to do that. Like, you didn't have to do that.
It's not even my birthday. Wow. I can't say enough. And I am totally serious. If you have something you'd like to hear about, I am here to tell you, because even Minotaur, who gives away more memberships than I ever have, has his jaw on the floor. So cheers. Daniel, welcome in. You've missed a lot.
You missed a lot.
Go back and check out the drops, because holy hell. We're having a good time in here tonight. I hope that we still feel that way in the morning. Let's see. Beach, thank you. And your two means just as much.
Absolutely does. Thank you so much, guys.
If Bane, Tyson, and Tate are gone, I'm trading back.
Okay. That's fair. I understand it.
He's there. You got to think about it, right? He's not a fit, but he's a pretty good player.
I still wouldn't draft him there at 9. I wouldn't do it.
If Reese is there, I'm taking him in a heartbeat. If Downs is there, I'm taking him in a heartbeat.
I did this in my video on Wednesday, and I got flack for it. I traded down, and I took Sonny Styles.
Interesting. Where?
I cut Drew Tranquil. I picked him at 15.
15. Okay.
So you have
I can live with that. It's a little richer than I have him.
Yeah. But, I mean, at 15, I picked up like 2 top 100 picks and drafted maybe the best linebacker to play right now. Like, I was like, I understand you might not like it, but this is where I'm going with it, guys.
Yeah, I mean, because in the end, the Chiefs play a 4-2-5 a lot. Let's be real. There's 2 linebacker sets. Leo's good, and I want him back. Styles is better in a 2-man set. So that's the truth.
Yeah. It was fun.
Okay. I can get down with that. I also would be looking to trade back if the guys that I want there are gone. So you're not wrong, Beach. And I do think if you can't get pass rush and you can't get protection, I know everybody's high on the receivers, and you might be as well, Dan, but I'm okay trading back into those teams right around where you were and picking up somebody else. I was up way too late last night because I decided I had to watch the Utah tackles, and holy cow. I haven't fallen this hard for a tackle in a long time.
Oh, yeah?
It's kind of sad. I'm like a puppy. In free agency, who do you want Casey to sign? Goodbye, Taylor. Hope they can get something for him. I hope so as well. And Knicks fan, thank you for being here. As much as this is Debbie's show, you've been part of the show for years and years and years, and we appreciate you. Man, who do you want them to go sign? I think Taylor will go one way or the other.
Yeah. I think I've landed on Travis Etienne as the guy I want them to sign. But again, I also want them to sign Tyrod Taylor. Like I actively want that to happen. I think that he's a good fit for someone that they can have that can run the offense more like Patrick did last year in that sense, where he can still be very mobile and give you what you need. So that's what I want to see. Give me another defensive tackle. Sebastian Joseph Day. Tim Settle. Give me Tim Settle now.
He got something to him.
32 years old. I don't care. I think he's 32. Maybe he's 28. I don't remember.
I'm just replaying this for those that are just saying they just got in here. So
I'm still blown away. I'm still trying to recover.
It's Debbie's nice. We're just living in Debbie's world. I'm just letting you guys know, because this is what's been happening tonight. Thanks to Miss Debbie. I literally, folks, we've gotten things like this before, but never in this kind of situation.
Absolutely,
never from the same person like this. So Debbie, literally, he's not wrong. The floor is yours. If you have anything on your mind, please hit us up. Good Lord, I'm sorry, I'm just flabbergasted. Did you guys see Mike, the former Jets GM, Mike Tannenbaum, who was on ESPN and said he move on from Travis? I did see that, which I think is ludicrous, and I'm sure you guys were not shocked by that. No, Mike, You gotta understand the history there. Mike's a guy who's been bitten by guys he didn't move on from. So if anybody's gonna say it, it's not necessarily the guy that I'm shocked at, to tell you the truth.
Let's not forget he's a former GM and on TV for a reason, guys. Mike Tannenbaum is not in the league anymore.
If you need some help consulting for the rest of the league, please let me know, Mike. I'll help you. I can help you with some of this stuff. Brady, hope you're doing good. 2 questions. Would you restructure Jones' contract as it would screw up the cap for 2 years down the road? I also saw someone say McDuffie trade value would be around pick 20. 20 and another pick. Yes, absolutely. I don't think you're going to get like a top 10 pick for Trent. But you could easily get 20. The Rams have a couple as well. So I would look at Dallas and the Rams because they have 2 1s is basically what I'd be looking at. And I do expect that you would get either a second or third as well.
And they also have desperate cornerback needs. They both do, with quarterbacks that are getting older. Those are the 2 teams that are going to be desperate to fix their cornerback situation. Young guys are great, but Trent McDuffie is a insert and play now.
Yeah. And hey, if Chris is good with it, I'd restructure him knowing that, when he's 34, it's probably going to be a cut. I don't want Chris Jones to get cut from this team like ever. I'd rather him play out his contract and be on with the rest of his life. That's the way I'd like to see it go myself.
Me too. Restructuring it makes it more difficult to do that, though.
It does. It definitely does. And you're absolutely right. It would be 2 years. 777. We are projected a 5th round pick for the Justin Reed from Over the Cap. Okay, cool. I'll take it. That's your running back right there. As far as
I was about to say, there we go. Running back on the table, boys.
Beach, if Tennessee cuts Sneed, any interest? Those knees are shot, and somebody else might be too.
Guys, Brett Veach stole a 3rd round pick from the Titans. He stole it. He said, here's a player who's not going to basically do anything for you, and we're going to take a 3rd round player. I love the Jerry Sneed. I hate that it's happened to him. That was him getting out at the right moment. He knew it, and they did a good job.
And you guys know the history. For those of you who've been here for years and years and years, like Nick, you know that I found Sneed in a pile underneath Amik Robertson, and I was ecstatic when the Chiefs got him.
He did. Ryan was the first person on L'Jarius Sneed.
I was so excited. And he played well for us, and he made big plays.
Yeah.
But holy cow, he fell off a cliff physically. And we always knew he had a couple little things that were troublesome to him, right? But holy crap.
Yeah,
like,
knees, man.
Yeah. If you can't run, you can't play. That's the bottom line. And I hope that he cleans up himself off the field and that he can walk in a decade from now, because I am concerned for his health long term. Nick, I don't know how you cannot have a wide receiver as a top 3 need after Rashee Rice is eligible to be banned now. He's not
eligible to be banned.
He's not even likely to be suspended off of this last thing. This is a civil lawsuit. The police looked and chose not to press any charges whatsoever. This is just a civil thing. I can't tell you what the future holds, but I don't think it's going to amount to much.
He's being sued. Think of it as he's being sued, which he is being sued. That's what the civil court is, okay? Unless charges are brought to the table, he's going to play in Kansas City in 2026, okay? Think 2027 and beyond, you don't even have to worry your brain about it, because he's probably not going to be in Kansas City. Yeah, but this season, he will.
And yet, I would argue that wide receiver is a top 3 or maybe a top 4 need. It's just behind defensive tackle and defensive edge, well before that. And I would probably go corner, and then running back and wide receiver, I'd make a toss-up.
We'll see what happens. Again, the board will dictate what it does end up happening in terms of draft. And if it's a wide receiver, it's a wide receiver. It doesn't. It is what it is. It's not because of the Rashee Rice thing. It's because the best player available and they can't trade back is a wide receiver.
Yeah, agreed. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you. Crimson, would it be possible for us to sign one of the top free agent quarterbacks and then trade him once Mahomes gets back? Is it out of the realm of likelihood? No, that is something. Is it, easy thing to do? No. You would basically be waiting around and hope that some other team has a significant injury that they have to replace because they're a contender before the trade deadline. I don't feel comfortable with that, especially if you did a top QB, you're doing nothing else in free agency.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's hard to predict that you can trade that. Like it really is.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Crimson. Cody, hope you're doing good. With the additions to the running back coaching, is this a signal the potential that Brashard Smith is RB1, or does it mean that they plan to draft a free agent RB1 with a fairly high priority? That is way, way more likely. Probably the most likely scenario is that this is a true committee, that they draft somebody, they sign a free agent, and Brashard Smith is there.
Yeah, that's what it is. Again, I liked Brashard Smith. I saw him as the guy last year when the running back room was as it was. But let's remember, he was a 7th round pick. Let's not forget that. Okay. I still like him. I can still want him to be good. But that doesn't mean it has to happen, right? I was about to put your question on the stream, Debbie. You didn't have to do it again.
She gets what she wants. Thoughts on the O-line and the needed changes? Jawaan has to go. I hope that they can get trade value for him. I really, really do. He's a good, not great tackle, and he deserves to play somewhere. And I think it would be great. I mean, Dan, do you think that they could even get a 3rd round pick on it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I think they could. Not only because of, like you talked about, draft. The thing about it is this tackle class isn't fantastic. There is a very, very real possibility that the guys that can come and play for you right now are gone in the 1st round easily. They're gone. So, again, this is what the Chiefs are doing. They're going to gauge his trade value at the combine. Brett Veach is going to be there tomorrow. Guess what? I'm going to go listen to him talk. And we're going to see if if no one brings it up, I will ask him a question about
bring it up, Daniel.
Jawaan Taylor.
Just have that damn hat on when you do it.
The hat's coming with me, guys. That is coming with me. So Jawaan Taylor is going to be a huge part of this. I believe Isapole can play right tackle. I still think Jalen Moore has more in the tank for him to play.
Mm-hmm.
He disappointed me last year, though. I will say that. His play was not indicative of the contract that he got and of the upside that the Chiefs believed him to have. Now, if you go watch the film review I did on him last year, I was not exactly sold that he'd be a very good player. So the contract was not really worthy, in my opinion. However, I believe that the changes on the offensive line need to come from top down, the offensive line coach. I don't believe that Andy Heck is any more fit to coach tackles in this league than he has been. Interior offensive line, we're good. I think we can see he can do that. Tackles, there is a problem. I don't know what it is, but he does not coach them very well, and they don't fix issues. They don't. That has been very obvious for years.
I agree with you. Somewhere, and I want to say it's in northern Minnesota. I'm checking that right now. Is someone sitting in a chair around a campfire, just waiting for the right opportunity? The Chiefs need to make this the right opportunity for Just Outland and not actually retire. That is the bottom line.
I tweeted it when it came out. Pay him whatever he wants.
Exactly.
I don't care. I don't care what you have to do. Give him whatever the title he wants, and you bring him into Kansas City, because it's very obvious he doesn't want to be around Nick Sirianni. He wants to be with Philadelphia because he loves Philadelphia, but he hates that man, and I don't blame him. He is the pettiest little man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I completely agree. There is no salary cap on coaching staff. Spend that damn money. I mean, now the man's 64 years old. He's Andy's age. So maybe this truly is a thing where he's like, man, I'm exhausted. It's been forever. I've won bowls. I've done what I came to do. Maybe that's the truth. But if it ain't, I'm doing everything I can to pry him out of that chair. I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
And Andy Heck, thank you for your service. We'll see you down the road. That's what I would do.
I'm with you.
Debbie, thank you.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you. I want to put some of these up here as well, because people agree with me that you are the GOAT at this point. In fact, you and Gooch are probably
already
the GOATs at this point. We have a king and queen, I think.
I believe so.
I'm very comfortable with that. Debbie, thank you. Budden's been watching in secret for years. Hey,
nice.
Welcome to the light.
Welcome
Appreciate you. Let's pick some top 100s. I appreciate you and thank you for the support. I mean, that's really what it comes back to. A trade back. I mean, honestly, if they're stuck at 9 and they don't like somebody, maybe there's somebody on the board that you and I love, Dan, and we're like screaming at the time. And we will be screaming at the time, folks. We'll be live during the draft from wherever I am. I have no idea where it'll be right now. We will be doing it. And maybe there's somebody that we really, really want, right? But the fact is, if they don't have someone that's rated 9 or higher, they trade back. They can trade back to 12. They can probably trade back to 15 and still get Fano.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope Maui Noah goes first, to tell you the truth, because that's not what I'm looking for. They can do something to improve one of the positions that we know that they need depth and improvement at.
I'm with you.
They do, Dirty, and thank you for 4 years. Let the man flex a little bit. 4 years plus. Do they have an O-line coach? Yes. Yeah, the same guy as before and the same assistant as before. Nothing has changed in the O-line room yet. So that's a to be determined. And quite frankly, every day that goes by is a less opportunity there.
Yeah.
So, John Harmon, hey, Dan, I might have missed your comment on this before. What do you think of Coach O'Shea? And do you think he'll be able to unlock Xavier?
Yeah, absolutely. The thing that he's going to be drilling is details, effort, team mentality. Okay. What are things you don't learn at Texas? All of those things. You don't learn any of those things because they are told, if you're not getting the football, don't run your route. Take it off. Okay. You see it. You see it not just in Texas, but in college football. It is an epidemic. Don't run your route all the way through. Don't exhaust yourself if you're not going to. The one thing you have to do in the NFL is run your route as if you're going to get the football in every damn route. You have to. And guess what is not going to be tolerated with O'Shea and Eric Bieniemy at the top? That he is going to get reamed the F out if he does not run his route fully. I said this when Eric Bieniemy came back. Do you think WASP happens if Sammy Watkins is not hauling ass on that dig route? It doesn't happen if Sammy Watkins is just kind of going through the motions because that corner doesn't drill down on him getting the football. It opens up because that corner comes down on Sammy Watkins and it leaves Tyreek Hill to the corner. It leaves it open. You have that play should be on repeat for every wide receiver in that room. Watch Sammy Watkins. Okay. Didn't matter if he was getting the ball. He ran routes hard. You have to run them hard in the NFL.
And you know why?
Has to. What? Why?
Because Sammy was there to win. Sammy wasn't there to get paid or be the fastest guy in the world. He was there to win. That's what they got to get back. They got to find that mentality. And Eric Bieniemy, I think, will help with that. I hope everybody else will too. And I hope that Chris O'Shea will as well.
Yeah.
I don't know him as well as some other coaches in the league, but the vibe that I get from him and from people that I do know that have known him is that he's going to pull some of that out too.
Absolutely.
Thanks, John. And thank you, Travis. Debbie t-shirts. Yep. We're going to get the legend. And I wanted to cut it short there so that we can actually have the spelling so it isn't confused with the North Legend in KC, right where the Chiefs' new stadium is going to go. So I just wanted you guys to know that. Hey, guys, what do you think of Elijah Sherratt in the second at 40? Sure. Yeah. It's a little rich for me, but
down.
Yeah.
Trade down. Trade down in the second or pick up another second round pick somehow. But 40, I wouldn't take Elijah Sherratt there.
Yeah. 60, I can do that. 75 or 74, whatever we have, absolutely, if he lasts that long.
Yeah.
I see CJ Daniels a lot, and I know his performance in the Natty was underwhelming, but I do think he's a viable guy at 74 for the Chiefs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. Thank you, Ruthless. Yet again, I think we started the show. I think you were the first super chat and the last. Now, I appreciate you. Last call is over, where the rest of this is just about whatever Debbie's feeling. So hope you guys are doing good. What do you think of the unknowns in free agency like Jedrick Wills, Christian Wilkins, and Mike Evans? Ooh, interesting. What do you think?
Man, Jedrick Wills would be a Brett Veach signing We talked about this last offseason, a former first-round pick, injury. I mean, playing with the Browns, so you don't really know mentally how he's doing, but could revive his career as a swing tackle in Kansas City. If Mike Evans is willing to take anything less than $10 million, bring him on in. I'm not touching Wilkins with a 10-foot pole. None.
Period at all.
Even a little bit. None.
Got you. Okay. Well, I can't necessarily argue with that. I think if it was an overwhelming positive for Christian Wilkins, he'd be on a roster right now. So
we've heard nothing. Let's not forget there has been not a peep about Christian Wilkins in over a year.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Buttons, anyone want to see Jermaine Illuminor on the team at right tackle? I got to admit, I thought he was one of the laughing points of the Giants offseason when they let Saquon go. He outplayed my expectation for him, but he's still not a guy that I want on this roster.
If you're, again, backup money, backup, sure. But playing right tackle? No, I don't think so.
No, not for me. Maybe for Andy Heck, but not for me, I'll tell you that. Oh, Night Hunter, thank you. We very much appreciate it. This one is all due to Debbie, so
I was about to say Debbie's the reason for this one.
and we might just have to do this. Watch out for a coming announcement, folks. Yeah.
Should buy ownership in the group.
Yeah, right. The investment is real. We got to try to do that. No, see, I got there. See? Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Sick of those two-step routes in the last couple of seasons. It irritates the hell out of me. Rich, you are not alone. I'll tell you that right now. And Chief 77 had a question for Debbie, actually. I can't answer for her, but I'll try. Can you confirm us that you're not a 10-year-old logged onto your mom's computer? If so, we're going to have some other very, very angry at us. But Debbie, thank you. This has been a fun night, you guys. And it's going to continue to be fun because there's a lot of guys that we're going to have a ton of questions on, comments on, thoughts on. And we're just going to keep. Nikki, I could have swore I got all of yours. I'm going to go back.
I'm looking.
Okay. He's on it. So distracted. I'm sorry, Nikki. Man, sometimes, I just get distracted. Ask my wife. You see something shiny and, it's all over for me. Does Tyreek have time to get back this season? Still has another surgery to go. Yeah, I mean, that's what I heard as well, that there was another procedure waiting. I don't know what that is, so I don't know what that recovery time will be. But usually you kind of reset the recovery from whatever the last procedure is. Now, if it's a problem with the ACL itself, I don't know if he had a self-graft from his hamstring or if he had a cadaver ligament put in or what. Some of those complications, it's basically like repeating the procedure from scratch. So sometimes that can be a significant delay, Nikki. I'm sorry we missed that question. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you, but it could, and it could be a lost season for him.
So I'm until we get confirmation on what that actual surgery is, I don't know if Tyreek has confirmed what it's supposed to be or not. I know that there's speculation it's an LCL repair. I don't know why he would have waited until February to do that. Makes no sense to me. They should have done it at the same time if they were repairing something. So that timeline doesn't make sense to me. A cleanup would make sense to me right now. Like that would make sense if they have to go in and clean things up for scar tissue and stuff. But we'll find out, obviously, because whenever that does happen, he will let us know. And then your second question here was, do we get a tight end in this draft? I absolutely think so. I think it's on the table, especially because Travis is not going to be in Kansas City after 2026. I believe it's his last one, his last ride. And while I believe that Jake Briningstool might be something, I also have Noah Gray as a cut candidate for this season, or this offseason. So what you're looking around, yeah, we can use a free agent. However, you need to continue to put the tight ends in the class. So yes, I think it absolutely is.
And I'll go a step farther because Travis was a find. He had physical skills, but you had to build him up too. Remember, he was not a day one pick. So I think you have to take as many bites at the apple as you can to get someone to try to live up to that. And for those of you who don't know, I have family and friends that work in media all over the country and especially in Kansas City. And I don't mean sports media. I mean real media, like etc. Who do know some of the patterns, shall we say, of endorsement deals, commercial shoots, those kind of things. And I do think the grind that it is for Travis Kelce, as good as he is at it, and I've heard some incredible stories. For a guy who talks for a living on a microphone, Travis Kelce's a better podcaster than I am walking in the door cold. And I've heard these stories and that they are confirmed. I do think that grind is something that has to come to an end eventually. And this feels like a last ride. Like this feels like a Jordan special in the making.
Yeah, I'm with you. Absolutely. It's going to be a big old deal.
Yeah. A big old. I like that. Anything else that I missed, Daniel?
I mean, Crimson was saying that he had something earlier, but I went all the way back to the beginning of the stream. I didn't see any question that we missed from him. So if you have the question itself, Crimson, go ahead and put it in there. We'll do what we can again. We got some more stuff in here already. I beat you with another 2 here. Hit the like button. Thank you guys. It's been a great show. Thanks, Debbie, for being a great show. Because we not only have we gone long for you guys, she's been fantastic, incredible, and words cannot describe the support and appreciation, admiration that we have for that kind of support. So thank you so much for that.
There's a "we're not worthy" chant in there somewhere.
It absolutely is. Hit that like button. That'd be very much appreciated. What do we got here? You've got some questions lined up in here too.
Oh, okay, good. I was asking about Ruff. He may be a line coach. Great show tonight. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Dirty, and thank you for always being with us. You've been here forever as well. I don't know if you guys remember when I first started the channel, I had a great show with Willie. He came on. He was fun. We had a great time, and I had to cut that thing down from like an hour to like 20 minutes because the pace was just everywhere. And I think Willie can talk to players. I just don't know if he can conform to somebody else's coaching staff. I'm just not sure if that's the way it can go. So I'm really intrigued. I'd love to see Willie on this staff. If what's his name, Antonio Pierce was on the staff for a while, or at least made appearances, why not Willie Roaf? Like, I would love to see that. Honestly, I'd like to see him and Will Shields just kind of get together and just take over.
It'd be nice. Again, not every former player wants to do that. It doesn't feel like Willie Roaf wants to coach personally. I don't see that in what he's done since he got out of the league. Like, it just doesn't feel like it. So I get it. I don't see it. So it'd be a lot of fun though. So we are going to answer these last 4 questions, guys. We're going to give you a nice special here, but this will be the last of the questions unless you decide that you want a super chat, which is up to you at this point. It's insane. Info says, I think our Arizona should trade a late first-round pick for Jawaan Taylor so they are free at 3 for best player.
No, I agree.
I don't have an issue with that. But again, I would be hoping to get a top 100 pick for a guy who statistically grades out as a good tackle in the league. So if you can't get a third,
I'm sorry, when you say late round pick, I think third.
Oh, I don't. I see. I see 5th, 6th, 7th.
No. In this scenario, that's what I mean.
I hope so.
What's Arizona got for picks? I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, go for it. But that's what I'm thinking. Info. I would hope that you can get something a little bit higher than a late round pick for him, because again, he's been good and you kind of need help, especially if you're going to bring in a young player in there.
I'll take 65 for Jawaan Taylor.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I might even take 104 if you twist my arm a little bit.
If you want to eat some of that money, you're going to have to do it anyway. But yeah, 104 would be probably where I stop.
Yeah.
Any further than that, I think we just cut him.
I'm out. Just letting Mike Danna go reflect in more trust or snaps for FAU. Sadly, no. I think this is a money decision.
I think it's a money and just kind of, well, you're gone. We'll just replace you with FAU. Like, FAU got better as a run defender. We'll see if he has anything this last year, and we don't have to pay him nearly as much.
Well, and if not, I think Ashton has upside still, but Ashton's game is a lot like Mike's.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think there's that too.
And hopefully Ashton plays much better this year. I want to see.
I have faith
for him,
Mr. Gelati. I have faith.
All right, so this is what Crimson was asking. Basically, why don't we have the fastest 40-yard dash runner in history run more go routes? Well, I'll tell you why. It's predictable as hell, and it's so easy to stop. You can't just have him run a bunch of go routes with safety too high, safety over top all the time. Guess what? They're going to play cover 2 or cover 4, and most likely it's going to be cover 2.
Yards deep.
It's going to be cover 2 with that corner playing deep. So instead of it playing to that shallow flat, he's going to play more to the intermediate and cover underneath, and then the safety comes over top. It's easy to take away. And honestly, Xavier's not good at running against pure man coverage with help over top, because in running in a straight line, you have to be able to dictate and create space for yourself. You have to run releases. You have to use your hands properly. You also have to manipulate, make him think you're not running a go route. But if you're only go routes, then it becomes very predictable.
Agreed.
All right, last one here from my homie 3017. If we added an Ebiketie or an Enigbare type at edge at pick 40, is that enough at edge?
Not for Spags, unfortunately. I'd be another Uche acquisition. I just don't think either that type of player, I don't think fits in what Spags wants to do. I don't think he trusts him to set the edge. I don't think he trusts him to play the run. It'd be basically a pass rush specialist, in my opinion, for what Steve Spagnuolo wants to do.
Well, this is also saying a pick at 40.
Oh, I thought you said, is that equivalent to a pick at 40? Okay, I'm sorry.
No. Plus a pick at 40 at edge.
Oh. Well, but again, if Spags won't play him like he didn't play Uche, is that anything at all?
Ebiketie and Enigbare are not those guys. They're bigger. Enigbare is the Spags type. Like, he's the long, the big. Ebiketie
I never felt he
long.
could set an edge worth of nothing, but okay.
No, but he's not a Josh Uche who won't play the run. He just refuses.
Well, there is that. Okay, fair.
I think Ebiketie and
so that acquisition and an edge at 40, is that enough? What would you think?
I think that's going to be it. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to play it safe in the free agent market, and then they're going to draft an edge rusher in the top 74, and they're going to call it a day.
If 40 is TJ Parker or Messidor, I think you can probably get away with that.
I agree.
Anything below that, I fear not.
I'm in lockstep. Appreciate you, my homie.
Callie made it in at the last.
Nice.
Callie just getting off of work.
Absolutely.
What up, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Nikki, thank you for your patience, and I'm sorry we missed you, but thanks for not getting upset. And we will always do what we can to take care of stuff like that. So appreciate it. Did Andy donate his LCL to Tyreek? That would be great, Doctor Who. We'd have to look at tissue types, but you never know. You can't bar anything. Cody, Bain at 9 and Mason at 4.
I like our Mason Thomas, but there are some medical questions need to be answered this week before I'm ready to say at 40.
Yeah. And honestly, I'd wait a whole other round, take his teammate first and get a little pass rush at the D tackle spot. But that's okay. Oh, man. Thank you guys for a great show. Thank you, Debbie, for the most fun show we've had, and I don't know how damn long. Miss Debbie works.
Incredible.
Thank you. Back up here just because I want the recognition. Thank you. We will be back with the same kind of show. Can't guarantee it'll be the same show next week, but we will be back. Dan's at the Combine, doing his work, doing our work, doing work for you, and we will have stuff for you there. We're going to go back to back. I'm going to do something on the new site, Stick to the Model. Dan's already done one, and it's in the can. It's ready to go. So you're going to have back-to-backs on that. I'm going to start doing a little bit more of my opinion pieces. So if you guys want, let me know. Would you rather have a Thursday piece that's 10 minutes long, or do you want like a couple of threes or something like that? Just trying to hit these quick hitters as I go through more film and give you some of my takes before we get to the draft guide, and it's all wrapped up in a big bow. So I would appreciate those. Dan, any last thoughts? Anything that you just need to get out?
Just make sure you guys are following along on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, that's one thing. But if you do, you add in Harm's Way 19. It will be out there this week. I'll be doing whatever I can, posting comments, quotes from the Combine. It'll all be focused there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. again, year 3 for me at the combine. Hopefully we can make some more friends and connections down there this year. Bleacher Report holds a little more gravitas than I've had in the previous season. So we'll see what happens.
And in the soon near future, my kids are going to be in a place where I'm not with them all spring, so I'll be back on the trail with you as well.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to it.
Have a great night, folks. Thanks for your time. Thank you, Debbie. Sleep well tonight, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.